It's going up forever, Laura. You do not sell your Bitcoin. Thank you.
Bitcoin is worthless artificial
That
gold.
within a decade, crypto and blockchain technology will be the 12th sector of the S&P.
Bitcoin doesn't have any value in and of itself. It's not backed up by anything.
Roughly a coin average price of 30,700. Spent about $4 million on
is
it.
that we are not buying this dip because it's not a dip.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? So yesterday's video market update got some positive feedback, so we're going to do another one today. For Bitcoin on a high time frame, obviously nothing has changed. I entered into a scalp long position upon the reclaim of the 30-minute 200s. So I believe my entry is somewhere around 19.3. Somewhere over here is my entry. And it's basically based off of the belief that this flip of the 30-minute 200s should allow for a bigger push into mid-range, into our 4-hour 200s, where we can reevaluate, the high time frame, and is the range going to continue ranging? And we'll see what happens from there. But we're seemingly losing that indication of strength, right? Our strength snowball, a very, very tiny sliver of what a bullish argument, a real solid bullish argument actually means. Uptrend, daily market structure, bullish, above 4-hour 200s, things of that nature. We just barely scratched the surface of starting that, and here we are attempting to actually lose it, right? So this in its entirety is not really too far out of the norm. I've said this before, but trend transition phases are usually the most difficult portions of a trend to trade, and that's exactly what this is. Right? It's a transition. So if the trend, obviously just decides to straight up be beautiful from the get-go, let me see if I can find an example. Right? If it decides that, we're not going to screw people over, we're not really going to shake anybody out, we're just going to trend and then continue trending. That is really amazing. I mean, you can't really ask for much better than that, right? Unfortunately, since this is not, a fantasy world with rainbows and butterflies and dandelions just 24/7, and it's real life, that's not always the case, right? So there's still a bullish argument here, but it's transitioned more towards hopium and the attribution of context and instinct and intuition, rather than just simply at face value for whatever the chart is saying, right? And the hopium is essentially, well, hey, we might be forming a nice little range here and kind of chopping through the 30-minute 200s before the push upwards, right? That is now the hopium. As far as what the chart is actually saying, it's saying, hey, you tried to show strength here, you couldn't, right? So we're probably going to continue downtrending back into range lows, right? So the hope is that we attempt to go sideways and chop, but the fear is that the chart that is quite literally telling us, hey, you showed strength and you failed to maintain it, actually fails to maintain strength and continues downtrending back into our range lows, and who knows, maybe even below the range entirely, in which case we will not be the people saying, hey, we swept liquidity, bro, hey, I think 16K Bitcoin is undervalued or whatever. We won't be those kind of people, right? So we'll see what happens from here. Currently my stop is just barely below this low. So if we come back below that low, then I am stopped out of the long trade. At the moment, I'm just going to let it run based off of the hopium. Risk is managed, nothing to really be too fearful of or try and over-manage trades. Right? In the event that we over-manage and let's say I close my long position here, in the event that we do chop, now I'm chopping myself up, right? And that's the domino effect of bad decisions or just the domino effect of a decision-making process that stems or that kind of creates and provokes emotions, right? It leads to an emotional roller coaster. So, we put ourselves in a position, or at least I put myself in a position to take a loss, and I'm willing to stomach that loss if it comes into fruition. And in the meantime, I'm just going to hope, right? So that's honestly my analysis for today. And I will see you guys later for the live stream. Take it easy.